Hey guys, how you doing? Who wants to start?
Tom, in terms of the team's health, you talked a little bit Monday just about how you felt maybe the healthiest they've been this season. How much of a boost in terms of confidence is it to have kind of a full slate of guys out there with you?
I think you'd like to play, these games as healthy as possible. So it's hard to say after 17 games, but you never know how it's going to play out. There's years where I've been a part of it where we've been very healthy, other years where we haven't. We obviously feel pretty good about where we're at, so that's good.
You've talked about the man in the glass, something that you've turned to a lot this year. In a situation like this, where you guys are the home underdog, you're the home underdog in the playoffs for the first time in your career, how much can you lean on something like that when you're trying to kind of tune out all that external noise?
Yeah, I don't, they're going to make those, decisions, and we got to go out there and play well. So it's not really who, is favored or not favored. It's who plays the best. So, I never really paid attention to those things. I just try to go play the best I can.
Tom, you said after the game that, like, all right, there's no more second chances. This is it now. Do you have to tell any of the guys on the team? Do they understand it? Do you think even some guys that have not been in this situation before?
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of urgency naturally this week. Everyone knows what we're playing for. You're playing for a chance to move on. So there's no, we were close, or it was almost there, or, two more plays. And, look at, 2 seasons ago when we ended up, winning it all, there was a lot of really close plays. Last year, it comes down to, plays at the end of the game that, they made and we didn't. So, you're going to have to make the plays at the end. And it's tough because there's good teams and there's little margin of error. And all these teams are well coached. They got good offenses, good defenses. They got a lot of good playmakers. Those are the best teams that are playing right now, and you got to play good if you want to advance.
Tom, speaking to what you just said about you have to make the plays at the end, how well would you say this team is poised to do that, given the way that you've been able to win multiple games at the end this year? It feels like this team is really tested on that front of things.
Yeah, I think we've been. Yeah, and I think there's been quite a few of those situations where they've come up, and we've executed well and won. There's other times where we've executed pretty well and then missed a couple 2-point conversions, like in Green Bay and Pittsburgh. And then there's some where we didn't execute well. So, yeah, hopefully it's one of those games where hopefully it doesn't come down to that. But if it does, I think we have confidence we can pull it out. I'm sure they have confidence too. They're a good football team. They're really well coached, got really good offense. We played them now multiple times, once this year, once last year. So I think we know what we're dealing with, and they're very, very good, with very good players, very good playmakers on both sides of the ball.
Tom, you got 35 postseason wins, 35. Next guy on the list is Montana, 16. So, Tom, when all's said and done, you look back at your career in 10 years, where's that accomplishment going to rank for you?
Yeah, I think for me it's a blessing for me to, have those type of memories and experiences. I've been very blessed to be a part of great teams that got to this point and then had a lot of big wins. And it's what everyone wants to play for. They want to play in the playoffs. I'm sure you guys we feel it too. So, you get more texts this week. You get more people wanting to come to the game. You get more people paying attention. So, you want to come through.
Tom, you're willing to do whatever it takes to win, right? Run the ball, throw the ball. But if you scripted it, it probably wouldn't be a team that averaged less than 80 yards a game rushing, right? And so you've thrown even more passes than you did last year. How much of a lift was it this year for you to have to, be that involved in the pass game and not have balance and sort of, make this what it became?
Well, I think we're just, every week trying to figure out different ways to, I've always said it just comes down to scoring points and how do you put yourself in a position to score points. So if you've got to run it, great. I've been a part of a lot of those games. If you need to throw it a lot, because that's what the situation calls for. It's for one reason or another, it's just the way the year went. But, you got to stay balanced and you got to run the ball well. I thought one thing we did really well against them the first time we played was we ran the ball really well. And that alleviated a lot of pressure from the passing game. And I think the teams that are playing well now do run the ball pretty well. And, we're going to have to do it. But they got some good players. They got some very athletic linebackers, obviously a very good D-line. So it's tough. It's going to be a big challenge.
Tom, at center, you've had continuity all season with Hainsey there, but the top 3 or 4 centers are all dealing with some kind of injury this
Yep.
week. For your comfort level, how important is that position on Monday?
Very. Yeah, very. It's a very important position. That's, yeah, there's a part of that that is very nice to, know exactly what you're dealing with. So, sometimes it's new and you gotta deal. Every position deals with that. I think quarterback center is naturally unique. I'm sure if you're one safety in the back end and another safety that you play with all year and then he's out, the calls are a little different. The communication's a little different. I'm sure it's the same way. At D-line, you've been playing next to a guy, and so that's the way it is at quarterback too. And that's why it's an ultimate team sport. You got to have a lot of people come through when guys get banged up and injured and knocked out, and hopefully we'll see whoever's ready to go out there that can go out there and play well.
Tom, we saw you recently rocking an old school Bucs jersey. I just wanted to get your thoughts about the cream school jersey and where it ranks among the top of the NFL old school jerseys.
It's pretty sweet. There's a good picture of Rondé in the hallway wearing it. It looks pretty good. Yeah, it was a gift from Doug Williams, so I loved it. So it was a great looking jersey.
Do you get Alex Guerrero to put his hands on Ryan Jensen a little bit this week? Say, hey,
As much as possible. I'm trying to get everyone in there to be as healthy as we could be, for sure.
You always get a little extra jacked up playing the Cowboys. They've been America's team as long as you've been alive,
Yeah, they got a great look. They have a great team. I played them, quite a bit over the years, and I have a lot of respect for the organization, their history. They got a lot of great players, but all of it's about 3 hours on Sunday, and I don't think any or Monday night. And everything's going to come down to what we do those 3 hours. So nothing in the past, nothing about the colored jerseys we're wearing. It's who's playing, what we're doing, how we're executing under pressure. That's what it's going to come down to.
What do you make of
A lot of people are looking at, I guess Dallas didn't play a particularly good game last week. And a lot of people are looking at that saying, well, that's no way to go into the playoffs. Tom, in your experience, is there always a link between the way you finish the regular season and the way the postseason unfolds?
No, I think that it's not. It's the best team. It's not the best team that wins. It's a team that plays the best wins. So it doesn't matter. I was a part of a team that won every game until the Super Bowl, and we didn't play the best that day, and we lost. And you don't end up reaching your goal. So I've been on the other end of it, where I was a big underdog my first year starting against the Rams, and we played better than they did that day. But that's all that matters. That's what single elimination's all about. You got to be at your best in that moment. It could come down to a kick, come back to a Hail Mary, could come down to a situational play at the end, a 3rd and 1. So, hopefully all the preparation has got us to this point, and we're, prepared for what we're about to face. A very, very tough, hard-nosed team that plays well. It's been good for a long time, and we're going to have to go play well.
What do you make of some of these reports now
Uh-oh.
that are linking you to the Dolphins or the Raiders? You're trying to lock in and focus on a football game.
So what's the question?
What do you make of those reports when you're trying to lock in?
I don't know. You guys got to write something new every day, so just wake up and try to show up and do my job. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Tom.